It is 2026 and Fujifilm has a lot of cameras in their lineup. I mean, take a look at this. This is not even half of them. Everything from the fixed lens cameras to complete medium format cameras for professionals. And one of the things that I always get asked as a Fujifilm photographer myself is, what camera should I get? And in today's video, I thought it'd be a great idea to just kind of make a list or a guide to show you guys which camera is kind of for who. We're gonna be breaking down the video into 3 different categories of cameras, which are gonna be the fixed lens cameras, which are cameras that only have one lens that you cannot change. The X series cameras, which are kind of like anywhere between beginner and professional with interchangeable lenses. And then we're gonna move into like the high-end flagship cameras, which are the medium format GFXs. And we're also gonna be shooting a model, so you're gonna get a little bit of sample photos and videos for some of these cameras. And yeah, hopefully this video helps you figure out what camera is right for you. So let's start off with the fixed lenses. So fixed lens cameras are exactly what they sound like. They are cameras with a lens that you cannot remove. So there's 3 of these Fujifilm cameras that Fujifilm makes. We have the Fujifilm X106, the GFX RF, and the Fujifilm X-Half. So let's break them down, starting off with the Fujifilm X106. Now, the Fujifilm X106 is actually my personal favorite camera. I've used this thing for about 1.5 years, almost since it came out, and I'm a big advocate of it. However, the one thing that people will complain about fixed lens cameras is the fact that you can't remove the lens, which for some people might be an issue, but for me, I think it helps you kind of stretch your creative juices, you know? If you want to get a shot, you have to move and you have to get in there to get it. Now, the Fujifilm X106 has 40 megapixels, which is better than most cameras, honestly, on the market. You can post for your website, you can put it on Instagram, you can even print these photos and they look fantastic. Another thing that I really love about this camera is how light it is. This is the kind of camera that you just put in your bag, travel, take amazing photos, and all of your family will be asking, please send me those photos. If that's you, you travel a lot, you don't want to carry a lot of gear with you, this is probably the camera for you. All right, now we have the Fujifilm X-Half. Now, this is one of those cameras that was kind of controversial when it first came out because, for one, this camera is tiny. This is much smaller than the X106, is that it has a smaller sensor than every other Fujifilm camera. Now, Fujifilm cameras usually have an APS-C sensor, which is still smaller than full frame, but decent enough to get amazing photos with. And it also shoots vertical automatically. Normally, when you're holding a camera this way, you're shooting landscape, but because of the sensor on this camera, you're actually shooting portrait without having to turn your camera this way, which is pretty neat. Now, another cool thing about this is that you have all of the recipes and simulations that Fujifilm makes, so you can just kind of scroll through them. It has a pretty cool screen. It even has a little lever to make it feel like it's an actual old kind of film camera. So it's just a really fun camera to use. It also has video. Now, this is not the kind of camera that you're probably going to be using to do professional work with because it just simply doesn't have, for one, the flexibility in the menu. But if you just want a fun camera to maybe take to a party and you're just like having fun with your friends and you're passing around the camera, then this is probably the camera that you want. Now we're moving on to the big boys. This is the Fujifilm GFX 100 RF. And this camera right here is a combination pretty much of their flagship cameras, which are the medium format 102 megapixel cameras, combined with like a point and shoot body. This camera has a 35mm lens, but because of the medium format sensor, it actually translates closer to a 28mm. While it is going to be a lot wider than a 35mm, you also have internal crop factors in this camera. And because of the high megapixel count, whenever you're cropping in, you still get like 30 or 35 megapixels at its closest crop, which is incredible. Now, another really cool thing about this camera is that you have an aspect ratio dial, which I've never really seen before. And all it does pretty much is show you how the photo is going to be composed before you take it. So it's really cool to actually take your time and like figure out what composition you want to do for your photos. So who's this camera for? Well, this is a camera for somebody who maybe likes to take things a little bit slower, you know, enjoy the quality of this camera, really take time to compose their images. The colors here are amazing, the dynamic range is amazing, and you still want the ability to sort of throw this in a bag without having to think about it twice, then this might be the camera for you. Now let's get into the X series cameras. So if you're just getting into photography, maybe you want the flexibility of interchangeable lenses and you want to get the most bang for your buck, then the X series is probably for you. So now let's get started with the XM5. Now the XM5 is kind of like your best all-around beginner camera in my opinion. You have a lot of power and a very lightweight body. You have obviously interchangeable lenses. You have 26 megapixels, which is pretty crazy for the price. You also have a tilting screen. This shoots video, by the way, 4K 60 and 6.2K 30 FPS, which is pretty crazy. But I mean, if you're somebody who likes to vlog, somebody who likes to take photos, somebody who just wants to start learning their settings and wants a camera that can kind of do it all and kind of keep up with you as you learn, then this is the camera for you. Now let's move on to the XT33. That's not 33, that's 3 and then 3 Roman numerals because we are fancy here. Now this camera is actually pretty impressive. It's a little bit heavier than the XM5. I would say it's like a tier above the XM5 that we just talked about. Still has 26 megapixels. One of the cool things about this that I didn't mention that the XM5 also has is that you have a simulation dial. So you can actually pick from your simulations right here, as well as your own custom ones that you can make. Now this camera normally comes with the kit lens, which is a 13 to 33 millimeter, which is kind of the perfect thing for pretty much everything. You can do landscape, portraits. This also shoots video up to 6.2K, 30 FPS, which is pretty awesome. Another thing that you might notice with this compared to the XM5 that we just talked about is that the tilting screen here does not go all the way around. So you can't actually film yourself, or I guess you could, but you can't really see yourself. But this is great for shooting low shots. Another cool feature about this camera that I absolutely love is the pop-up flash, which is really fun. Now, this gives you like that really nice high-key flash photos that you see when people go to parties and stuff like that, but it's just really convenient to have a flash if you need it. But if you want a bigger flash, you obviously had the hot shoe, which you can just put your own flash into. And yeah, so if you're somebody who just wants a little bit more out of their camera than the XM5 user, and you want to grow with your camera more, you want to learn your settings a little more physically by touching them and moving them around, then this is the camera for you. Now let's move on to what I think is the best hybrid camera out of all of the ones we just talked about. This is the XS20. Now, the XS20 has the same sensor as the XM5 and the XT33 that we just talked about, but it has better battery and better stabilization than the previous cameras. Now, one of the biggest reasons is because it has IVIS, which means when you're shooting video, it actually kind of helps you keep the balance and make sure your footage is not too shaky. Also shoots 26 megapixels, and it also shoots 4K video, 6K video. So this is kind of like the perfect camera for somebody who wants to maybe both learn cinematography as well as photography, and you want something that maybe you could even blog with. You know, it has the flippable screen like the XM5. This is a little heftier than the other camera, so it has an easier grip. It feels more professional than the other two. It also has the pop-up flash that we mentioned before in the XT33, and it's just overall, in my opinion, the best entry-level hybrid camera that you can get in the market. Now let's take a deeper dive into the X series. These are going to be your high performance cameras for high stress situations, whether that's weddings, sports, or just studio shoots, and you need a camera that's high resolution, shoots fast, and has great autofocus. These cameras are pretty much built for a professional doing professional work. Let's get into it. Now, I wanted to do these two cameras at the same time because in a way they're very similar and very different. One of them is a little bit more focused on photo, while the other one is sort of the video beast, right? We have the XH2 and the XH2S. Now, the XH2 is a photo camera. This has 40 megapixels. It shoots 8K. It performs well in low light. It pretty much does a little bit of everything extremely well. If you're somebody who wants a versatile camera who just happens to need both photo as much as they need video, then this is probably the camera for you. Now, when we move over here, we have the XH2S, which is going to be a video focused camera, and in my opinion, the fastest Fujifilm camera that there is right now when it comes to autofocus and tracking. You also have incredible low light performance due to the 26 megapixels, which is also great for stills. You have 8K open gate, which is something really rare to find with a camera this small. You also have the flippable screen that you can do for blogging and all of that fun stuff that we mentioned before. Now, if you're somebody whose job requires you to do high quality video, high stress situations, whether it's weddings, sports, studio shoots, then this is probably the camera you want to go for. Now we got to the part that we have all been waiting for, the big boys, the GFX line from Fujifilm. Now this is where quality and price tags get a huge bump. So we already talked about the GFX 100 RF, which is the fixed lens medium format camera that Fujifilm makes. But the main difference that we're going to be talking about now is going to be these two. Here we have the GFX 102 and the GFX 100S2. Now, I could sit here and do some photos in the studio, but I don't think it would do these cameras justice. So let's go outside, take a couple photos, do a couple videos, and I'll tell you why I think each of these cameras might be for you. So I thought the best way to test out both of these cameras was to come to Roosevelt Island. The great thing about this place is that you have a lot of details on the bridge. There's all that nice scaffolding, metal looking things that we can really crop into. We have the New York skyline, which is just classic, and you'll see how this camera, specifically with the high megapixel counts, can really crop in and give you a lot of detail in places that you didn't know you could. Alright, so what is the big difference between the GFX 100 S2 and the GFX 102? The GFX 2 is actually the more powerful version. This is the flagship that Fujifilm makes. So you're gonna have 8K 30 frames per second video, where on the GFX S2 you only get 4K 30 frames per second. Another big difference is gonna be how fast you can shoot on continuous modes. On the GFX 2, you're gonna get 8 frames per second. The GFX 100 S2 shoots about 3 frames per second when it comes to high continuous modes. Now, another thing you're gonna notice with these cameras is that this one is a lot bigger and a lot heavier. This one is kind of like the lighter version of these. They both have 102 megapixels, so when it comes to megapixels, both of these cameras do great. So if you want to save yourself a couple bucks, definitely go for the GFX 100 S2. This camera is still a beast, it is still medium format, it still shoots great video, and it still shoots photos that are going to blow people's mind away. If you're a full-time professional who really needs that 8K 30, you really need the fast FPS, and you have a little bit of extra money to throw at your camera, then I would definitely do the GFX 100 too. Alright guys, so we showed you today a huge array of Fujifilm cameras that are available to you, no matter what your need is. Whether that is the fixed lens cameras, an interchangeable hybrid camera that shoots video and photo, or if you really want that resolution, the GFX camera. So I hope this video helped you maybe guide you in the right direction of what camera you should get next or what camera you want to upgrade to. My name is Juan Pablo. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, we'll catch you next time.